Could you see me in the mirror? Could you see me waving at y'all? I hope you could, cause I saw me waving at you guys, but I didn't know if you guys could. Right there, see? This is actually some weird old dimension, a weird little parallel dimension over there. So yeah. Anyway, hello. My name is Mr. J3T, aka Big Sexy, aka the Kentucky Cannon, aka Chocolate Thunder with a caramel swirl, aka Black Lightning with a peanut butter filling, aka the man of the century, aka the king of YouTube, aka your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber, aka DJ Big Brain, because I got a big brain and I'm a DJ by association. If you guys forgot, I'm still a DJ by association. And aka Hoodie Man. Hoodie Man. I got a lot of hoodies. Uh, and aka what's next? What's next? Aka Poster Boy. I got a lot of posters in here. Not poster boy, poster man. Poster man. I got a lot of posters in my room. You can see that right there. Endgame, my pride and joy. But anyway, today we are going to be talking about anime because that's one of the things I talk about. Also, cartoons, Western cartoons, and video games, and graphic novels, comic books, all that good stuff. But today we're going to be talking about anime, specifically an anime called No Guns Life. So, No Guns Life, it's sort of like a cyberpunk tale, right? For those of you that don't know what cyberpunk is, it's a genre where it's set in the future where a lot of people have these cybernetic parts that replaced their people have robot arms and stuff, replacing body parts with robot stuff. One particular popular cyberpunk tale is another anime called Ghost in the Shell. That's a pretty popular one. What was it? Blade Runner. That's another cyberpunk story. The game Cyberpunk 2077. That's a cyberpunk tale. So that's the gist of what cyberpunk genre is. So this anime, No Guns Life, is a cyberpunk tale. It takes place in the future where people have these robot limbs that replaced organic their organic body parts, and those people are called extended. We meet this one extended named Juzo. He's something called an overextended because most of his body is machine, and he literally has a gun for a head. Like, he has a whole gun. I don't know how he sees, but he does see. I don't know if he eats because most of his body is like machine. So I don't know if he does eat, but weirdly enough, he does smoke. He has like these weird little chain chomp mouth. He has this chain chomp mouth with spikes and stuff. And he smokes. So yeah, that's a thing. So we follow Juzo, his mechanic, and a boy that he saved from this corporation. And we just follow them during their adventures. By the way, Juzo is like this. He's basically a problem solver. Like, if you got a problem, he'll solve it. If somebody's missing, he'll go find that person. So, that's what I describe him as, a problem solver. He solves people's cases if So yeah. And we just follow him, his personal mechanic, and a boy that he saved from this corporation. And we just follow them through their adventures as the plot thickens and unravels. So, right off the bat, this anime is really pretty to look at. The animation's great, art style is great, and some of the fights they're cool too. There's specific fights in well, can I call it a fight? Uh, I don't know if I can describe it as a fight because the other dude barely gets any offense in, so I don't know if I could completely call it a fight. But the animation during that sequence was great. There are some times where they switch to CGI, and for those of you that are in the know, CGI and anime usually don't mix. And unfortunately, that's the case with this anime too, because there's one point where Juzo, our main character, he has big old, uh, this big old mechanical arm, right? And it's CGI, and it looks so janky. Like he's literally walking like this. It just looked so. It. I don't know how to describe it. It's just he was walking like that. It's. It just looked so janky, you know. It didn't look good. CGI and anime usually don't look good, and this anime isn't an exception because that part it didn't look great. Didn't look great at all. But other than some of the CGI parts of this show, the animation overall is pretty good, except for the CGI. The characters, I like Juzo a lot. I thought he was pretty cool. He's this. He has sort of this old timey detective vibe. Oh, I guess I wouldn't say detective, more like a investigator vibe. And I like him. You start to like him more as the show goes on, because at first you think he's just this loner, silent loner type, but as the show goes on, you see that like he has a little bit of a dorky side. He's a bit of a dork, even though he's this huge, overextended guy with a gun for a head. He can be pretty adorkable, you know. There are points where he blushes. He gets nervous or whenever he's around like a particularly attractive woman. There are points where he gets nervous and he blushes, and it's kind of adorable, you know. He can be pretty adorable sometimes, and he can also be badass too. Like there's multiple badass moments with Juzo that is just great. So he's personally one of my favorite characters in this show because Juzo is just great, and also he's got a gun for a head. Like how could you not like that? He has a gun for a head. I also liked his personal mechanic too. I liked their banter together. They worked well together. The kid, on the other hand, that he saved from this corporation, because he has this thing called harmony in his throat, right? That basically gives him the ability to take over other extended, and he's very valuable to this company because they want to use this for reasons. I'm not going to tell y'all, but they want to use his power for reasons. And he escapes. He joins up with Juzo and his mechanic, and I don't know how I feel about him because there are points where I like him, but there are other points where it's just like, you stupid as hell. Like there are points where he really annoyed me because there are two seasons, and there's a moment in the second season where this anti-extended group, they're basically terrorists that want to wipe out all extended people, anybody with extensions. Uh, they want to wipe them out. They broke into Juzo's office, looking for a little chip with some information on it, and they kidnap the head, the Juzo's landlord, basically. Her name is Chris. I think it's a her, but she looks like a man. I don't know what gender, I don't know what pronouns that character uses, but they call her a she, so I'm gonna call her a she. So this group kidnaps her, and Juzo's mechanic and the kid leave, right? But then he's like, but we gotta save Chris. And the mechanic's just like, look, if you go back, they will catch you. We need to leave and find Juzo and figure something out. But what does this kid do? He runs right back there. Like, I'm just sitting here like, what the really? She just said what would happen if you go back. And guess what did happen? He got his ass captured. And I'm staring at this kid like, dumbass. Oh, so yes, there are points where he can be a little annoying with stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh, kid, oh my god. Listen. But overall, I like him. He's okay. He isn't my favorite. He has annoying parts. He has some annoying moments like that. Moments that'll just make you sigh and just go, oh, really, kid? Really? Really? Really good? Ugh. So, he's alright. I don't... He's not my favorite. He's okay, but... Yeah, Juzo, for me, is, like, top tier. One of the best main characters. One of my personal favorite main characters in any anime. And I'm wearing a hoodie that has this guy on it, Deku. Deku is my boy, for those of you that know me. And I'm wearing this hoodie confidently saying that Juzo is one of my favorite main characters, because he's just that good. There are more characters too. There's this head of the police woman. There's this how do I rephrase? Let me rephrase that. There's a woman that's the head of the police. That's what I was trying to say. Who occasionally helps out Juzo in his missions. I think they work well together, and she has a pretty cool backstory onto why she went into law and why she became affiliated with the police. So that's cool. I like her. There's another person who I don't know how to describe him, because technically he's a terrorist, but he was trying not to kill anybody because he wanted to make some money, because he had his whole family. He had family issues, so he wanted to make some money. So technically he was a terrorist, but his heart's in the right place. So he existed in this morally gray area, and I thought that was cool. He's a friend of the mechanic, Juzo's mechanic, and I thought he was cool. He has these legs that lets him run fast and jump up. They kind of look like kangaroo legs, mechanical kangaroo legs, so I thought that was cool. He kind of reminded me of a specific Marvel villain whose name escapes me. Like, he's very obscure. This Marvel villain is very obscure, but his ability is that he can jump really high. He kind of reminded me of that Marvel villain. Like, that's how obscure he is. I can't even remember his name. But I liked him. He was pretty cool. Overall, I like it a lot. There's currently 2 seasons, and I can't say which one I like better. Uh, I have to say I like season 2 better because that's when shit really hits the fan. That's when Juzo goes up against like another overextended with a gun for a head, just like him. I think his name is like Soldier 8, because that's the thing, like overextended like Juzo, they fought in like a war where they had partners that help shoot the guns, because obviously they can't shoot their own guns because their trigger's in the back of their head like this. So they had partners that can like pull the trigger for them. So overextended like Juzo were meant to be these mindless soldiers, right? But Juzo had a partner that treated him like a person, and he's like, go out and live your life, basically. So I thought that was cool, where we had like, they're called gun slave units, yeah. Overextended like Juzo with guns for their heads, they're called gun slave units. So I thought that was cool to see like a gun slave unit with free will versus another gun slave unit that's still considered as a weapon, that's still used as a weapon. So I thought that was cool fight. But overall, there's not much to say. I just really like this show. I first got into it because I found out that the main character had a gun for a head, and I was just like, I need to check this out. So here we are. I like it. I give it 2 thumbs up. No J3T stamp of approval though, mainly because of the CGI that's in it, because I'm not lying when I say the CGI in this anime is pretty bad. CGI in anime in general tends to be bad, but this one was just, oof, it was bad. But overall, I like it. The story's intriguing. If you want to go watch it, I watched it on a website called thewatchcartoonsonline.com. I'll link that website in the description again. So if you guys are interested in watching it, you can go to the description, look up the website, and just, watch away. So that's about it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. But if you really like me, why not consider subscribing? Because it's free. And also, while you're subscribing, ring that bell so you always know when I upload. Because again, it's free. And I know you're not going to say no to something free, right? Because if you are, you're a dum-dum. Don't be a dum-dum. Subscribe and ring that bell because it's free. Don't be a dum-dum. Deuces.